Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bo, and I'm back. Some more Truth and Fact Sports Talk. Shout out to the movement. Everybody's moving with us. Shout out to Three Kings Boxing, where you can go and get the latest and greatest and everything that's going on in boxing. That's threekingboxing.com or on Facebook. Also, shout out to our affiliates, Top Rank, BWTM, MTK, Round for Round, and the LDBC. I got it right this time,
Got
baby.
it right.
I'm proud of myself. All right. As you guys can hear on the phone with me, joining me on this interview, because this interview is being brought to you by Three Kings Boxing, the editor-in-chief and the owner of Three Kings Boxing, my man EJ Will, a.k.a. 2K. What's going on, fam?
Doing real good, man. I'm glad to have the guests that we have on, man.
That's right. And speaking of guests, we have the future middleweight champion, prodigy of Roy Jones Jr. himself, undefeated 7-0, 19-year-old, hailing out of North Carolina, Michael Williams Jr., and we are joined by his father, Michael Williams Sr. We got Team 150% here, y'all. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? Hey, and it's super lightweight. I don't fight middleweight. Hey, hey, we're glad to be on. So yeah, he's super lightweight and welterweight. But during the interview, we'll give you the story about the whole middleweight situation.
Okay, 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 all right. Yeah, because you know all right, we'll talk about it because you know he fought at middleweight. He had a fight there.
Yes, sir. No, you got it. You got it right. You got it right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So all right then. So as always, I'm gonna ask two questions. Then of course I'm gonna turn over to my man, 2K, where because he really get the gears going. So I just got one question to ask, and this one is for you, senior. How hard is it for you as a father to watch this road that your son go on and try to be his father and be his coach at the same time? Because it's a hard job even as a dad, because sometimes you got to learn how to ease up, but then as a coach you got to push. So how hard is that for you, especially with what you guys are trying to do?
It's tough at times, man. One of the things that get us through is just respect. You know what I'm saying? I respect my son. Another thing, if you notice, usually when I work in this corner, I'm not the chief in the corner. I always move to the side. I'll be there for him, but because I'm dad and I get emotional, I don't like if he's boxing, right? He's in a fight, and after a round, let's say if he has a bad round, when he comes back to the corner, he needs instructions, not me saying, "Hey, what the F are you doing? What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? So with me knowing how emotional I am, I always move to the side and I let somebody, with a clear head or someone who's not emotional, invested like me, be the chief in the corner, man. But it's tough, man. And you're right. You got to know when to push and ease up.
Okay. And then one more question. Being his father, how hard is it for you to know when you have to protect him or let him do this himself? Because especially as you guys start progressing and a lot of these entities are going to be noticing you and throwing money you guys' way, there's going to be some decisions going to have to be made. So how hard is it for you as a father and as a trainer to want to protect him from all these bad things, but at the same time realize you got to let him sort of kind of figure this out as he go along?
It's tough, man. But our bond, man, is just so strong. You know what I'm saying? I always make him aware. He sees everything that's going on, but I'm supposed to be there to protect him. You know what I'm saying? So as far as business wise, with him being so young, I gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as boxing wise, with him being in the ring, it's times, I do sit back and say, okay, son, you in the ring, you gotta, daddy can't save you. You gotta finish. You gotta figure this one out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta man up and get the job done.
Okay. And hold on, one more question before I turn over 2K, man. You mentioned something about business. For 8 years, you've been promoting your son for a very long time, man. Was there ever a time when you wanted to give up, or did you always know what to stay focused on the end goal here?
Nah, never, man. Never wanted to give up. Just just I saw it. You know, back when he was just 8, 9 years old starting off, I knew he would go pro. Even when we had our bad times in boxing or got robbed or took some losses, never wanted to stop. Never.
All right. This is where I turn over to my man 2K, who really wanted to be here. I want to thank him so much for being here also as well. Mr. EJ Will, it's all yours, man.
Word up. It's really a situation where I've given a lot of interviews, man. I've interviewed Winky Wright, Andre Rozier, Andre Darrell, Breadman, Kelly
All
Paddock.
right. We know your resume.
I've interviewed a lot of different people, man. So this right here is getting the prospects out there, getting the guys that need the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I enjoy doing. So I appreciate you guys coming on. There's a start off point, you guys. You said something before this interview even started. My man Bo getting shit wrong like he normally does, talking about y'all fighting at middleweight, which you did. You fought at middleweight. You also fought at welter. But your last 2 fights were at junior welter. Where are you actually going to be campaigning at?
I'll say super lightweight. I might go up to welterweight.
Okay. So at super lightweight, 140 pounds, are there anybody that you're looking at as far as, because in my opinion, that division's wide open. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they just had the WBSS. I think the champions there are going to be, Kirill Relic. You've got Maurice Hooker. Regis Prograis is up and coming there. Is there anybody who you're looking at 140 that you would like to get in the ring with, possibly get your name out there?
Well, he isn't 140, but I'm looking at fight Ryan Garcia. That's my next opponent that we trying to call out and fight next.
Okay. All right. So a little bit kind of seconding what Bo was talking to about with Williams Sr. How do you get away from the distractions? I mean, you're 19 years old. You're out there in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm pretty familiar with Fayetteville, as I talked about earlier. And before we actually recorded, I got family out there, so I know some of the things, some of the temptations that are out there. And you being an up-and-coming fighter, a darling of Fayetteville, is it a little bit difficult to get away from some of those distractions? Or are you just ready? You're focused. You know what your potential is and what you're able to do as a professional fighter.
Well, yeah, I'm just a focused. I'm a humble guy, so I don't really let it come to me yet, because I know it's gonna get bigger and bigger once I get to that higher stage in my life. So I don't really let it get to me as of right now. And you, let me counter on that. With it is a lot of distractions in Fayetteville. It's a lot of negative stuff that goes on, man. But you got to remember, he's in a household of law enforcement. So,
yes, sir.
we keep him right,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And talk a little bit about incorporating Roy Jones into your camp, man. How's that been for you?
It's been great just to have Roy Jones teaching me different things that I never was taught before, and just to have him to help me, for more of a exposure as well too. But it's awesome to have him in my corner, and as a trainer as well.
So do you see? I mean, I looked at your style. Do you see yourself kind of trying to mimic a Roy Jones, or is he just kind of just giving you a little bit of tidbits of how to work the professional ranks at a young age? I mean, what do you see playing out there?
It's like a mixture of both. I wouldn't say mimic, but I would I guess you can say it. I would try some of the things that he has done, and he would help us kind of do what he was taught as well. But I wouldn't necessarily say I would take all his moves. I would just take a few things and just add it to my style of fighting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that would be difficult to try to take from Roy. There's a lot of things that Roy did.
He showed us videos and stuff and try to tell us how did he do it, the ways that he did it. But that's the only thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I think that's one of the awesome things. When I every now and then I'll go down to camp with Mike Jr. or he's down there with Roy, and one of the things, man, I noticed he'll actually pull up on his laptop and show them his highlights, right? And all the cool moves that we see that Roy do, he'll show them those same moves and he'll tell him why he did it. Like, it looks like he's being fancy, but it was already premeditated.
Yeah.
Putting his hands behind his back, everything. The move that he pulled on James Toney, all that is this stuff that he practiced on his own and then brought it in the ring. And he shows Mike Jr. that stuff, and he kind of tells him, okay, this is when you do that. And, you know?
Okay. All right. So you're talking about Ryan Garcia. I know that's what you said. You know, I'm one of them guys, man. I get to the nitty gritty, man. You know, a lot of cats that leave interviews either loving me or hating me. Ryan Garcia, decent fighter, but when you get past him, are you looking beyond? Are you saying, all right, look, man, you got, you know, all these cats at 140. I'm looking at 147. A guy I would like to see you in the ring with is Rashidi Ellis, somebody like that. Fast hands, you know what I'm saying? Good footwork, power in both hands. And if you're a student of the game, I would expect you to be able to, you know a lot of the guys that are in your division and outside your division that you decide you want to compare that later. Are there any other names that you would like to see in the ring later on?
Well, at that point, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'll take anybody to get to that championship stage. So
that's what I want to hear.
Anybody.
Man, I was about to say, that's what I like hearing right there.
That's what I was waiting on. That's exactly what I was.
Ryan is Garcia is you know, we actually got to win a couple more fights, and then and I'm giving y'all some like inside information. Once we get to because Mike Jr. is 7-0. He'll be 8-0. Once we get to that 10-0 mark, then we can really crack down on coming at Ryan, and Roy Jones is pretty much just going to take over from that point, and pretty much just contact Oscar and say, listen, I got a guy, you got a guy, let's make it happen. And you guys will actually see that unfold here real soon. We just gotta do our part and get to 10-0, and you'll see how it starts to unfold, and we'll put that pressure. Because Ryan Garcia and my son, man, that's perfect though.
That's a good fight.
Teenagers, huh?
That's a good fight.
Oh, it's a good fight and entertaining fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's going to happen, and Mike Jr. beat him hands down. And you're right. Once we get past Ryan Garcia, you already know everybody named Mama coming for Mike Jr. at that point.
Shit, I'm thinking Oscar De La Hoya might be a little reluctant. You know how he likes to kind of keep his fighters out of danger, man. Oscar's known for that.
But you know what though? Think about it. He's not going to let Ryan fight Tank. He's not going to let Ryan fight Devin Haney. He'll look at Mike Jr. and they'll think that's softer, and Ryan going to get smashed.
Did you get that, Bo?
Yeah, man, I got that, man.
Hey, I like it, and that's the mindset you're supposed to have. A lot of the times, and I'll address this one to Mike Senior, man. As you're sitting by, you're promoting your son. You've been there, ever since he started. You've been there his whole life, obviously. It's just that you're his father, but since he started boxing, I believe 8 or 9 years old. You guys said. You've been there by his side, teaching him the basics, getting him ready, primed and ready as an amateur to become a professional. Do you see a lot of what these father-son relationships have in boxing? For example, Angel Garcia, Danny Garcia. You got Ruben and Robert Guerrero, who's now since retired. One thing that I want to mention that Danny Garcia's father said was that he's okay with taking the lesser-known fights and the lesser-known challenges if he can make a little bit more money than taking the tougher challenges, right? Do you see that as a workable marketing plan for Michael Williams Jr., or are you guys going to do what Floyd Mayweather did, the young Floyd Mayweather, where he said, fuck it, I'm taking the major challenges. I'm gonna get in the ring with a Diego Corrales. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get in the ring with a Jose Luis Castillo. I'm going to get in the ring with an Oscar De La Hoya. And I'm going to actually take those challenges to be able to become one of the best fighters in the world. How do you see it? How do you see his career playing out?
Well, Mike Jr. Obviously, you got styles to make the fight, and then it has to make sense. And Mike is very young, in the game. So, we still want him to, he's only 19, so we still want his body to develop. But I'm going to tell you like this, man. When my son hit that 21, 22-year-old age, bro, he'll fight everybody. Period.
Word up.
All of them. Anybody will get it, because at that time, he'll still be young in the game, but his strength and skill set will be up. You know what I'm saying? So we have no problem, man. Just I mean, he's a boxer. He's a fighter. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
People want to see it. You know what I mean? And he's young. What's the worst going to happen? He lose and we continue to box and come back. You know what I'm saying? By the time Mike Jr. is 21, and I'm about to sound crazy to y'all, but when Mike is 21, right, 22 years old, you still have Earl Spence hanging around. You'll still have Terrence Crawford hanging around in that 140 and that 147, and shit, Mike Jr., my son will fight him. Why not? If they need somebody to fight,
that would sound crazy to me. You're a fighter.
If they need somebody to fight, we'll fight them. Why not?
I'm about to say that don't sound crazy to me. That's what you're supposed to. That's the attitude you're supposed to have.
Them boys, we monitoring them boys heavily, and I can tell you this right now. And my son's still growing. At 140, them boys don't move like my son. Them boys don't have a style like my son. Right now, they just stronger than my son.
Right.
Stronger and got more experience. Let my son get stronger, bro. And with his style, footwork, strength, tall, long, hitting you with the angles.
Yep.
We'll run them out. Bro.
That's what's up. And that's what I like to hear. You got the mindset of these young fighters, man. They think that they could take the money, or at least they get the opportunity to get the money before they can take the challenge. They want to do the Money Mayweather blueprint instead of the Pretty Boy Floyd blueprint. And that's the problem with a lot of young fighters in boxing today. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to y'all. It sounds like y'all got the right mentality. You out there, you're like, look, man, we're going to have to take these challenges. Thinking about Ryan Garcia in the next couple of fights is probably one of the indications that you do have the correct mindset. So, hey, man, it is what it is. Kudos to y'all. We're going to keep promoting y'all, man, whatever y'all do, man. Good luck to y'all. I'm going to pass to my man, Bo.
Well, speaking of challenges, go ahead and tell us the story, because your son actually took a challenge, and they tried to set him up, but he came out on top. So why don't you tell everybody about that?
Okay. Hold on real quick. Roy is up. Let me call him then. Roy, we can talk with Roy too about this situation, because that was actually in Florida with Roy.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on a second. Hey, listen, before I let y'all hear, this is one of the reasons why I love this man. He's always there for my son. Every time we call, he pick up. If we miss him, he'll call back, and he genuinely loves my son. Ladies and gentlemen, Roy Jones Jr.
Hey, Roy. Hey, Roy.
How you doing?
What you doing?
What's going on, Roy?
Hey, Roy. My name is Bo with Three Kings Boxing, but I'm glad to have you here. I'm still probably one of the oldest dudes on the panel, but I remember a fight you had where you came out with Method Man and Red Man singing a song. I forget where that was, and ever since then I was like, yo, this dude got it.
Radio City Music Hall, January 15, 1996, I think, is Dave Telesco.
Yep, that was it.
Telesco. Yeah, I remember that fight.
Now, I'm going to pass it to my man, because my man here been wanting to talk to you for a long time. He said he knows you. 2K, go ahead.
Well, I'll say that for a little bit towards the end. Right now, let's get down to business, man. So you're training Michael Williams Jr., right? You've just been added to the camp not too long ago. What did you see in Williams Jr. that made you say, "Oh man, I need to get in this guy's camp. I need to give him some of the things that I know"?
He has a very good boxing style already, and he's very long. When you see a guy that's long and built like a young rooster, you want to see them long arms, long extremities. You want to teach him how to best use them long extremities, because one of the guys who I kind of felt bad for that I didn't get a chance to work with in my prime was a guy by the name of Michael Grant. You all know Michael Grant?
Yep, the heavyweight.
Yeah, Michael Grant was one of the nicest dudes ever, but he fought like he was a small guy. He was 6'5". And I always felt so sorry for him because he was the nicest guy you ever want to meet. But they had him fighting like a short man. And he never really developed because God gave him long extremities and nobody took advantage of what God gave him. So for me, when I see guys with opportunity for things that God has given them, like Michael has, I like to try to make them the best that they can be at what God gave them. Not what I want them to be, not what we want them to be, but what God made them to be. God gave this kid very long extremities. This kid has good height for his weight. He has a good IQ in the ring. He's very smart on point. So it's like all he was missing was the fact that he needs a little bit of outside boxing to learn how to deal with what God gave him. Be the best that you can be with what God gave you. That's going to make you the best you that you can be.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Hey, Roy, I got a question for you, man. Doing your professional career now that you're trying to be a promoter, what are some of the advantages that you know you can take of since you know so much about the sport of boxing inside and outside the ring that you can help some of these fighters?
Good question.
Well, I like to help with the way that they choose, who they gonna fight next, what they gonna do next. A lot of times you find people like in Mike's case that they just want to know what's the best thing, what's the best move. I do applaud his father for being the way that he is because he's very smart. He knows not to go in and be too overprotective of his son, yet he wants the best for his son. And that's usually the hardest part for fathers to see. They want the best for their son, but they're way too overprotective. Mike Senior is very open-minded. If you tell him stuff and give him facts to back it up, he's on board. So it's like it makes it so much easier to deal with them because they have a great understanding. When you see that, that's the first part. So when the father and son is united, now you can go somewhere with them because everybody's on the same accord. When we do what happens in boxing is the father and son, they have a little bit of a different issue because the father has one picture, the son has another picture, and it doesn't go well. I like them because they have the same picture.
Mm-hmm. And also, we was just about to talk about a particular fight that Michael Williams was going to take, Jr. was going to take, and they tried to set him up, but Mike was able to prevail from that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they set him up with a bigger guy down in my hometown, and it pissed me off when I saw how big the guy was. Then the guy came out there and was slinging him around, but I went by the corner first round, and I told Mike, look, don't let this guy hit you early. This guy's big. He's probably more powerful than they say he is. Don't let him hit you early because he's a strong guy. But Mike went out and did his thing, was smart, didn't get caught, got slung around a few times, but that's part of the game. I was ready to learn that, but what it showed me about Mike was that Mike is not going to crack under pressure. That was the thing that totally won me over. Where I saw them putting me in, to me, at a position that was over his head for where he was at that time in his career. And he listened and still came through it, and he paid very close attention to everything that we told him. He did exactly what we told him to do, and he knocked the guy out. That let me know that not only was he a great pupil, but he was willing to listen and learn, and he believed in whatever we told him. That's enough for me because if he had not listened that night, that could have been a bad night.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
hey, brothers, that goes back to what that question you had asked me as far as being a dad, knowing when do I back off and pretty much let Mike Jr. figure it out and be a man. And that right there was the one. We couldn't do anything. Only thing Mike had was himself, and he was getting instructions from Roy on the outside, and he had to go in there and man up, and that's what he did.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, 2K.
And that won me over because when I saw that he had enough confidence to believe in what I tell him in a situation like that, it doesn't get any realer than that. So he got me for life.
Go ahead, 2K.
Was it the cat's name was Justin Raymer? That's what it was, right?
Yes.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. So let me ask you this real quick. This will be a kind of a personal question for Roy. I know you were training Isaac Chilemba in his last fight against Dimitri Bivol. Who else do you have in your stable besides Chilemba and Williams Jr., just so the fans out there will know who you got, who you backing in their corner?
I got a few guys. I got a guy named Shady Kamor from Sweden, who's about 10-0 as a middleweight. Just had a tough fight that he won a split decision on. That's a guy named Torres, who I'm looking forward to as soon as he comes back. He had a torn bicep in the fight. We're definitely looking forward to coming back and fighting Torres. We got Dan Hagler Jr., who's training, who's 1-on-1 from down in South Florida. Got a guy named training out named Fernando Bunch, who's out of Georgia, who's about 8-0.
Okay.
He fights 130. And I got a couple other small guys that I deal with. Not a whole lot. I try to keep it local. Not local. I try to keep it small so that each of my guys can get my time. I got a guy named Luis Hernandez. I just try to make it to where I don't add Mr. Stonewall. But most of the guys are local and guys who I try to make sure I have enough time to devote to all of them. Because if you get too many fighters, you really take your time and give them what they need.
I agree with that. Bo, you got anything else before I drop that news on Roy?
Yeah, I got one more. I got one more question. Roy, throughout your entire career, fighter, commentator, and even as a trainer, man, what is it about boxing that still kind of gives you that joy, gives you that fire?
Just I know that it was the instrument that God gave me to connect me to the world through Him. With that being said, it's like I feel like God gave me boxing as a tool to show what God can do if you want to believe. That's my instrument to play God's beautiful music through. It was boxing. And because I played for the beautiful music through it, I want to see others continue to be able to play God's music through that same tool, the one that He gives that kind of ability to. Everybody doesn't have that ability, but Mike does, and a couple more of them do. It's very difficult to find guys with that, and it's a very hard thing to pick up on for most people if you don't know what it is. But I know that Mike has it because Mike can do things. He does things out of the ordinary. Like you can show him something. I took him to a place I call Vietnam over in Louisiana, New Orleans, and I put him in with all these guys, and they keep putting fresh guys in every 2 rounds. And Mike went over there and did everything that we had been working on and some. Man, and when you get a guy that can do that, you got a guy that's really special and that can have the opportunity to be something. He's got to move in the right way, got to make the right moves. And nobody's perfect. Everybody will make a mistake here and there. But, it's a learning process. It's something that we're all willing to go through, and we stay together as a team no matter what happens. Because God almost forced us to become a team because I was getting down to look at him, and I never thought for 1 minute that because I wasn't in town that they can go try to match him over his head. But I got there tonight and realized they had put him in over where I wanted him to be at. I didn't want him being against a guy that big. He gave up basically 20 pounds to an MMA guy who's an adult. And it was really rough for me because it pissed me off right away when I saw it. But I knew if he listened, I was talking through it, and he did just that. That was God's way of making sure that I took a special look at this kid, and it made me take a special liking to him because he dug down. It was time to dig down. He believed in me, and it was time to believe in me. And it don't get no realer than that.
Okay.
No doubt.
But I got a question for Michael Williams Jr. In that fight when you got knocked down and you got back up, what was going through your mind at that moment? Because you got back up and you knocked that dude out. But what was going through your mind at that moment when you got knocked down?
I was just thinking, I just can't let this, I'm here now, so I just can't let this moment, go away. So I know I had to just get up, stay focused, and just continue to box and stay strong. And next thing you know, 20 seconds later after that, that's when I just got the knockout.
Okay, and then before I turn to 2K, I want to say that this. I like in your last fight how the guy was talking all this smack, and you were just sitting over in the corner with your headphones on, just looking, smiling, like yeah, like okay, whatever. And I also like what Roy said, which is you can talk all you want, but you talk with these right here. All that don't mean nothing. So I applaud both of you guys for your calmness and demeanor in that moment. 2K, go ahead.
All right, Roy, I'm going to take you back, man. 8 years. You listening? Remember Pensacola, Florida, July 2010, Brian Rosen. He had a tryout out there in Pensacola, Florida. You remember a young kid that you was guarding? I put up 21 points on you. Remember I rode with Big Al.
Yeah,
you remember?
Big Al, yeah.
I got your picture, man. I'm gonna send you the picture so you can remember the face. I was, I rode with Big Al that day. One of the trial days, and he took me home, and we talked about you, and you came to the gym the last day of the trial, and we talked while he was on the court. You were trying to talk to me, but I was trying to make one of them teams, so I was kind of blowing you off a little bit. And I remember you told me, you said, because I think Big Al told you I used to box. So you said, hey, man, if that basketball stuff don't work out, man, go ahead and get back into boxing. At that time, I think I was 25 years old. So you said you still got time, man, get back into boxing. You remember that?
I gave you the right advice. You just didn't listen. You did right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, Roy. If you gotta go, let me know, bro. I love you and I appreciate you, Roy. As always. We'll have South Africa at 5 o'clock in the morning talking to y'all. I know. Hey, I told him, man.
We appreciate
I told him. I said I'm pushing it. I said it's 5 in the morning. But again, and for the record, I'm always say it, and Roy gets tired of me saying it, and I'm gonna say it for Three Kings. But hey, we love Roy, and man, I'm happy, man. For a man like Roy, the god of boxing, to just take interest in Michael Williams Jr. and then not just say, hey, you know, I rock with Mike, but he this short period of time, I know that man loved my son, and Roy on radio again, bro. I love you and I thank you, bro, and I'm glad that we all a team, Roy. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Garrisson. And I just want to say, I am gifted by God in boxing. I thank God for everything He did for me. And I think Michael also has a gift in boxing. I look forward to seeing him and trying to help him develop that gift to the best that we can take it.
Absolutely.
To the end, baby. To the end. 300%, 150%.
That is. All right,
that's awesome.
All right, take it easy, Roy. Thanks a lot, man.
Yes, sir.
Roy.
No problem. All right, Mike.
So, Mike, Junior,
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you. This for Junior. We was talking about staying focused. We was talking about there's a lot of distractions out there, man. You know, what was it like when you knew your friends was playing the PlayStations and running the park and just having all the fun, but you was in the gym putting in that hard work? Was there ever a moment you felt like, man, I want to do what my friends do? Or did you always, since you started early with it, was this just something that you just got used to doing?
When I was a little bit younger, I always kind of like felt like that. Like I wanted to like how people would go, like my friends would go out, and like I would tell them no, I can't. I got like a fight tomorrow, or I got training later on. Right, so like back then I used to like feel some type of way, but now since like I'm older, I know like this is like my future, and like I'm gonna make something out of it from just hanging around, going out with my friends. So as now like I don't really like trip about that. I would rather like train than go out with my friends anyway. Before I kind of felt some type of way.
Okay, and this one is for Senior. When your son is dieting, because you got to diet to make weight. When your son is dieting, do you diet with him, or do you just eat what you want in front of him?
That's a good question,
bro. That's a great question, man. I done lost, man, probably about 15 pounds, man. I done went from big 300 to they calling me little 150 now. It's hard, man. Seeing him go through that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you one thing. I'm about to start back eating in front of him and everything. Forget this. I'm losing too much weight, man. Plus he been fighting like every month. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear that. Well, I don't know about you. I'm 6'1", 175, so I
don't believe that. Don't believe that. Don't believe that.
But yeah, all right. So 2K, you got any more questions for him before we let him go?
Yeah, man, this is gonna be the last one. This should be short. We got a lot of people that follow you, and actually, whenever I publish a lot of the content dealing with you guys. We get a lot of traction, and some of the fans that read the articles, they're interested in knowing, what the 150% moniker, what that means. Just for them, just let those guys know so they stop asking me.
Right. And it is just simple, man. It's just basically giving a little bit more than 100%. You know what I mean? So to make a long story short, back when I used to play basketball, man, one of my coaches, he told the entire team, he said, "Hey, look, you guys think you're giving 100%. Mike is giving 300%." So it just stuck, and that's just it. This means just to give a little more. So my nickname is 300, and my son is 150, and it's just extra motivation, man. Just give your all. You know what I mean? Give more than 100%. That's all that is.
Absolutely. I dig it. I'm done, man. I appreciate you fellas. I really do. Appreciate Roy getting on. It's something that he didn't have to do.
This is a great interview. Hey, we actually, I knew today was going to be special, man, because everybody that does interviews with us, they pray and they say, "Hey, can you call Roy? Can you get Roy?" And guess what? When they say that, I always say no. We believe in letting it flow. For some reason, I said, "Man, look, we calling Roy for this interview, man." So, we appreciate y'all, man, and thank y'all, man, and especially we thank you for that article that made it all the way to India.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right about that. It sure did.
It made it all the way to India. Yes. Yes.
You're right about that. Nah, man, it's with us over at Three Kings Boxing, man. It's really about the sport. I did security for the San Antonio Spurs, man, for 5 years. So I not only was I security for the Spurs, I was security for all the celebrities that came and did shit for the building. Lil Wayne, Drake, Katy Perry, the WWE. So the whole celebrity idolizing that they have, I don't have that. My staff doesn't have that.
Yeah.
We keep it 100% business. That's why I waited to the end to tell Roy that I actually knew him from a long time ago. So it is what it is, man. We're trying to get you guys out there, and we're gonna continue to do what we do.
Man, we appreciate y'all, man. I'm excited to see how you guys gonna post this video. Are y'all gonna do a video to this?
What we'll do is we'll have it posted on our YouTube page. We'll definitely have it posted on the website, and then we'll definitely have it posted on the face. I mean, it'll be all over social media, basically.
Okay.
Man, you know what? Let me say something. As a father, now I can't say that I know what it's like to have a son that I'm taking into the pro ranks, but as a father and knowing what's out here in the world, it's different for our children now. There is so much they can get into, and there's so many dangers for them. So as a father, when I see what you're doing with with your son, when I see the time that you're taking away from what you want to do with your son, and just all the positive energy you keeping around him and things of that nature, man, I applaud you. I applaud what you and your wife and family is doing. I applaud you guys for that, and I applaud the representation that you have through your son for your family. I applaud that as well, because
I appreciate that, bro.
I saw you get emotional after the first round knockout. You was about to cry, and just so you know, I put that on our page so people saw that moment right there. All right, but
hey man, I thank you, man, and it's, I am proud, and our family. A lot of people don't see the sacrifices and stuff, man. They think it's easy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. And we're very blessed, man, and just thankful. We thankful for Jawbreaker Boxing. Financially, they help us move through. That's our team, Jawbreakers. And then for Mike Jr. to for Roy Jones to choose my son. I mean, think about it, fellas. Roy could go down the roster of the Olympic team and say, "I want to work with you," and every fighter on there say, "Okay, Roy," you know what I'm saying? But he chose, my son, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I get emotional because it's like we're making it. I'm seeing everything that I told my son when he was 9 years old is starting to manifest. You know what I'm saying? is coming to life. All the seeds that I planted is growing.
Mm-hmm.
So and hey, I tell you this, that won't be the last time y'all see me probably get emotional like that.
Oh, most definitely. I expect that, and I also want to applaud my man 2K because, like I said, his vision for Three Kings of believing and posting anything anybody writes is the reason why we was able to get you guys out there. Reason why we will, when I told him about you guys, he immediately, okay, yeah, man, send it in. And anytime I told him anything about you guys, he was always like, okay, man, send it in. All right, man, send it in.
I appreciate that.
I
Thank
definitely
you.
applaud him for that.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Thank
That's our job, man. That's what we do.
Yeah. So, all right, so 2K, tell everybody where they can find you at, man.
Oh, man, anything threekingsboxing.com. That's the most important. I'll definitely be in the back editing all these guys' articles, making sure it's tip top in shape. Make sure you go to threekingsboxing.com and get the latest and greatest in boxing news and information.
All right. Michael Williams Sr., tell everybody about where they can find you at and about your next fight coming up in September.
You can follow me on Instagram at Michael Williams Jr. the Boxer, and on Facebook at Michael Williams Jr. And my next fight will be
in Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the Showboat, or September 28th in Charlotte.
Okay.
No doubt.
All right, and of course, Truth and Facts, capital T for Truth _Fact Box 1. That's Instagram and Twitter. You can catch anything that I do on Three Kings Boxing. Writing, videos, always something going on over there, man. We believe in this sport. We love this sport. Again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to talk to us because I know it's late over there. And, and one more thing. I want Michael Williams Sr. to send the 50 push-up challenge to 2K. Don't send it to me. But send it to 2K.
That's easy work.
Send it to the owner. Don't send it to me, though.
That's easy work. See, Bo knows how in shape I am. I'm not in boxing shape. I'm a weightlifter. That's easy work.
Yeah, hey, tell everybody where they can order the shirts.
Hey, well, right now, you can get the shirts through Facebook, and I tag everybody through our designers that do them. So you pretty much got to go on Mike Jr.'s Facebook page or my Facebook page, and then we'll link people up with.
All right, everybody. That is our interview. We want to thank you guys for being here. Mike Williams Jr., Mike Williams Sr., my man E.J. Will, and then of course you got me, the true original king.